Hello, it is Tuesday the 16th of November. I forgot to do an update yesterday. Yesterday was a pretty mixed day. I wrote 3,074 words total. I'm pretty sure. I wrote it down and then I never updated any of my tracking things. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what I wrote. I wrote 1,100 words by lunch. So that's really good. That should be the sign of a good day, but then after that it did slow down a bit. I did find myself just procrastinating a lot and not being 100% sure what I wanted to write, but I'm quite happy with what I wrote in the end. So yeah, it was a very weird day because I started quite early and there were times where I procrastinated, but I didn't feel like I had very much time to just breathe yesterday. I had a break at lunch and that's it really. I kind of had a little bit of space between finishing writing and eating dinner. But then after that I had my hair dyed and I read until I had to sleep. And I normally have a little bit more breathing space. Oh well, that was yesterday. Finally got to the end of that section that I started on Friday. It ended up being 3 chapters worth, and so again I'm sure it's gonna have to be cut down. I've written a total of 25k for NaNoWRIMO so far, which means I should be, at least a little bit starting to get to the end. And I'm not, so that's really quite stressful. It's going to be a really very long first draft if that is the case. So I am aware that I need to start condensing, but I feel like a lot of what's happened so far has been the waffle and I can't go back and change it now because there's still a lot of things that plot wise are important that they happen. They outline the plot, they outline the ending. It's all leading up to certain things. I think I'm gonna have to do a time skip. Which is good because I like time skips, because it means there's less chance for me to sit and waffle around. I mean, the scenes that we've had in the recent future, there have been 2 really big chunks where I'm just sitting with my characters, all in one day for multiple chapters. And I mean, that kind of thing, obviously in general isn't bad, just like my book, it does take place over a relatively large expanse of time. It's supposed to. So far it's been 3-ish months. The end of yesterday I wrote 300 words into a new chapter, and I don't want this one to be a long one because I'm not even interested in what happens really, but I thought we should see it because it is kind of important. So I think I'm just gonna end up making this one a relatively short chapter, but it really just wants me to be overexposed today. I feel like a teenage boy between the hair and the big t-shirts. That's the other thing. I got my tattoo on Thursday and since then I've not been able to do my workouts. I haven't been able to wear a bra and I've just been living in these really oversized t-shirts and it makes me feel like a different person. It's very strange. I have a lot more time in the mornings. I started itching yesterday as well, so that's fun. I'm hoping to get another 3,000 done today. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen after this chapter either, what's next. Because I feel like there needs to be time between the next major plot beat and this thing that's happening, because this is kind of the last thing that's setting her up on a new path for a little while. I'm wondering if I should maybe move things around, take out one of the scenes that happened earlier and plop it later. I might do that. It's probably going to take up more time, but it's stressing me out how much waffle, and then at least there's space between the 2 different big plot events. They're not back to back with a little time skip in between. It just doesn't feel sufficient enough. I'll play around. I'll update you when I know what's going to happen. Just thought I'd come in with a quick little update. I'm at the 1,700 word mark, so I'm over halfway there. If I can just push it to the 2,000 mark, normally the last 1,000, you can waffle your way through something if you have to. The end goal is close enough that it's easier to get to, I find. It's interesting because when I was writing throughout my whole undergrad and even my masters, a lot of the time I'd write in 1,000 word chunks, and now it's just get the last 1,000. So I finished the end of the chapter that I began yesterday. It ended up being a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I talked earlier about how I was going to rush through it, but I had stuff to say and I was paraphrasing. I wasn't going into great depth or anything. I did go back and add a tiny little bit to the scene before that because it came to me and I thought it would tie 2 sections together better, so I just went with it. I haven't decided if I'm going to move things around or not yet. I think for now I should keep writing before I lose the flow, and I just don't want anything to mess it up, and then I can always move it around another time if it's really bugging me that badly. I haven't checked back with my like overall outline of list of things I want to happen for the end. I mentioned at the beginning how I had like a list of things that I wanted to happen. Haven't checked back in a while with that, so I need to do that at some point. Oh, the other thing that happened yesterday that I completely forgot to say is my laptop is currently broken. The screen is just going haywire. My mom came in and did some kind of black magic and managed to get it in a position where it doesn't do it, but it cannot move from that position. So I can still use it, like it's functioning perfectly fine, but it's at a really awkward angle. So I have been using my mum's laptop. That also means like I emailed to myself some of like the key documents and stuff that I'm working on right now, but I have to get my other laptop to look at that outline. So I probably won't do it for a little bit yet. That's my update so far. So far so good. Touch wood, it stays that way, please. Hello, it is Wednesday the 17th of November. I finished yesterday with 3,007 words. It was a stretch in the end to get to it. I knew what I was writing. It just got a little slow at points, and then I was delayed in the end, and so I didn't actually finish for a while. But I met my target. I started a new chapter in the end. So that's what I'm supposed to be picking up on today, but I did spend the morning rearranging that other chapter that I talked about yesterday. The end of the section before this chapter that I'm working on today, we end in like a restaurant essentially, and then this chapter takes place in a restaurant. It's too much restauranting, too close together. So I pulled that chapter out that felt like it was spending too long with our characters and put it in between so that we can just have more time passing. And I like it a lot better now. It's not fixed everything, but it's better than it was. And so far today I've actually, where I was like adjusting words around it and fixing it and stuff, I've written 676 words, not even touching my chapter that I'm supposed to be working on today. That being said, it is half one and I've only written that many words. Normally I'd be at least kind of somewhere between 1,000 and 1.5. I don't love that. Also wondered if one of the reasons why it's feeling so slow is because I'm spending so long in each scene and the story's not moving quick enough when I'm covering these big chunks of words, and so where I'm used to like chipping away at scenes, and so they might end up being say like 4,000 words long. That's still a self-contained scene, whereas like I have this section where we spend my characters and it's across like 10k and it's all supposed to be doing one thing. So I'm gonna try and keep moving the story forward a little bit now. And my story isn't super plot heavy. It is a lot of just people sitting around talking and stuff, and I'm fine with like moving slowly because I have certain points I want to hit before the end. If I'm going to hit them, I need to keep moving towards those points. So I'm going to try and do that a little bit. I also spent a lot of today researching, to be fair, so that's why today took so slow, because I had to research things to make sure I was getting them right. And I did look over my outline like I said I would yesterday and kind of rearrange things a little bit, and tick some things off that I've done. Although like the list of things to do, I've ticked off like 3 things and there's like maybe 8 more, and it's a very overview type list. Like I know that sometimes time will have to pass between certain things because they just will. Like it's not a really extensive list, it's just like the key moments. I'll see you later. Hopefully with some good news, because I've been in a bit of a bad mood today. Last update of the day, I just finished writing for the day at 3,092 words. So on target. Hopefully if I can get another few thousand tomorrow I will finish on target, although I won't beat myself up if I don't. I feel like I look blurry, but I really don't know why. I cleaned the camera and everything. I had ideas to write, like it wasn't a struggle. I think I'm not in the mood so much because it's just becoming quite monotonous now. Like I feel like I need to change. But I did it, and now I can cook dinner. Yay. Look at like this, what's going on there? Like, oh, let's stop doing it now, of course. Hello, it is Friday the 26th of November. Long time no speak. As mentioned before, it was a busy weekend. It was my birthday last Friday and I was busy throughout the whole weekend, and then Monday was my graduation. And so I wrote nothing over those days, naturally. Which doesn't look very good on my little NaNoWRIMO chart here. In fact, it looks really bad. I was also slightly behind come Thursday, November 18th. I don't know if I ever gave an update. I wrote 1,531 words, which is a little bit under what I wanted. I wanted like another 500 or so to be on target. And then Tuesday was a bit of a meh day. I was just very tired and I had been really busy over the last few days, and so I just kind of wasn't really feeling it. So I wrote 1,1700 words. I don't think I wrote very much during the day, so it's kind of surprising to me that I even wrote that much. Wednesday was much better and I wrote 4,050 words. 4,050. It just came from me. Like, I don't know where it came from, but it was beautiful. It was a few different scenes, and in hindsight I'm wondering how relevant they are. Like, a big thing that's been happening recently is this book is too long. And I know it's okay because it's the first draft, but it's scary because it's really long. I'm currently at 120,000 words and I'm not at the end. Really that close to the end. Like, I can see it, but we're a little ways off still. Like, I originally thought it would be 120,000 words. Like, I thought it was me split into two halves, 60 in one half, 60 in the second half, and I'm wondering if the second half section is actually going to be heavier than the first half section. Like, more is just gonna have to happen for the plot that I want, so it's not going to be that balanced. And then I'm wondering if I can turn it into like 3 different parts, like in my brain, just to help organize it. But I haven't decided yet. I'm not gonna decide that until I finish the book and I can go back and look through it and fix it, because there's already like a bunch of stuff that hasn't been added that, for it to make sense, needs to be added as well. I originally thought it was gonna be 120, and then I said 140 because the halfway point I thought was around the 70,000 word mark. I'm now thinking like maybe 150. I really hope not over 150. That's 30,000 words time. It will be a push to finish the book in that space because, like I said, I know what I want to happen in that time. But I think I'm just going to try to be really hard on myself and just stick to the plot points and like skip any in between anything. And then yesterday I wrote 2,610 words, which I think brought me back to where like the little NaNoWRIMO goal thing says I should be, more or less. And took me to a total of 41,894 words total for NaNoWRIMO. So far today, I've written 2,600. It's like half 2, so I have time to get to at least 3,000 today, which is what my goal was. That will take me up to, oh my god, maths, 45-ish K total. Means only 5k to do across Monday and Tuesday next week, which is doable. I can do that. A little panicked about like after NaNoWRIMO, like am I going to keep up this pace, because I originally thought not, like I'll relax a little more, but I want to get the book done, so I think I might just keep up with this pace until I've got the first draft of the book done, because I want it done this year. So we're on track to finish for NaNoWRIMO. Oh, I said like I wrote that much today. It was a scene that I had written before, wrote it for a prompt in class. It was a scene that I knew was going to happen at some point. Finally came time for it to happen, and because it's something that I've been working up to for so long, it feels very strange for it to have happened. I don't like it. It's first draft stuff. I'm sure over time I'll get bolder and I'll get more used to the idea and stuff. But it's very strange. But because of that, I already had a chunk of words done. I had like 1,500 done. I went over and changed it and, you know, made it fit the story better, because obviously things have happened since when I wrote it, and I have a better feel for the characters now. And added to it, obviously, because it's now like 2,600, so I added 1,100 words. And I just need to write another 600 for the day, and then I can call it quits. But that requires research. That's the other thing. A lot of the scenes I've been writing recently have been requiring research, and it's the kind of research where it's like one specific thing. It's easier to just do it as you go, because it's not something that will affect the whole book. It's just like this one scene. I need to know what this one thing will be like. We're on the home stretch. I thought for a couple of days there I was going to be behind, because it was a bit of a mad scramble to catch up to where I need to be. I knew that if I at least got to 44k by today, I'd be okay, because then 3,000 Monday, 3,000 Tuesday. Hello, it is December 1st, meaning NaNoWRIMO is over. I was supposed to film at least a little clip yesterday showing that I finished, and I didn't. I apologize sincerely. I think I talked to you Friday last. I don't think I ever gave a final word count for that though. So I got 3,565 words in Friday, which isn't too shabby. That's pretty decent. And then over the weekend I actually got my new laptop and I was able to finish on a laptop that wasn't my mother's. That was nice. I wrote 3,050 words Monday, which was a little bit of a struggle. I don't think it was actually. I think that's a complete lie. I definitely started late Monday and I thought I wasn't gonna make it, but then obviously I did, and I didn't have to write 3,000 words that day either, but I did. And yesterday I wrote a total of 2,783. I didn't need quite that many yesterday either. I definitely overshot the 50,000 word mark. In the end I wrote 51,292 words, but that brought me to a total of 130,000 K on the manuscript overall. I don't know if you remember, in the beginning of the month I was behind. Yeah, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I think the thing is, there are days where that's all I did that day. I just spent the whole day writing. Definitely proud of myself. Definitely wasn't 100% sure I'd make it, and I did it. So that's great. And I still, for the most part, could edit and do Bookstagram stuff. I say that I fell off the bandwagon with Bookstagram, and well, to be fair, I didn't have a laptop to edit in the end, but I think I would have if I could have. I'm just very excited to get this book finished. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me, for watching these videos if you watch them all. And that's all. My name's Jade. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening / night. I hope I see you again next time. Goodbye!